24-11, South Carolina gets the victory, really kind of turns it on in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Hokies 14-3 there in the fourth. That's the money quarter, man. And teams that are good in the fourth quarter typically win a lot of football games. And South Carolina played their best football the very first quarter and the very last quarter of this ball game. In the middle, there was some questions, I thought. There was some more offensive questions than defensive, I guess, just considering the fact that, there was 11 total points scored for Virginia Tech here in this one. So you can only pick on South Carolina's defense so much with that. But I'll start. How about this? I'll start with the defense. I'll be positive. The linebacker room looked pretty good, right? I didn't see anything that was alarming. Because the reason I'm bringing this up, if you missed it in our prediction video, we kind of talked about that linebacker room in a questionable tone. Last year, didn't think it was super talented. This year, I think it's much more talented. It's just inexperienced. You bring in what was his name, Fred Johnson, through the transfer portal. He played well. Yeah. I thought he played really well.
You answered a question through the transfer portal like that. It seemed like the question's answered. I mean, I saw it. The dude was attacking the football. At least around the line of scrimmage, he's going to be fine. So that was good news. That was good news. Or maybe was Fred Johnson the one that was already there? Anyway, he looked good. But offensively, man, the offensive line still had some issues at times. It reminded me, second and third quarter reminded me of last year's game to start off the season for South Carolina, where we all came out of the game saying, "Oh, here we go again with South Carolina. They're not going to be able to, not going to be able to do this or that or blah, blah, blah on the offensive line." And I still got some questions as far as that goes, but it wasn't so bad that I'm just like, oh, there's no chance they can fix this. I mean, it seemed like all fixable stuff, seemed like coachable things, right? Because there was moments where they did really well. There was moments that they hit the accelerator pedal and were able to do some things. And not to mention you've got a quarterback that you don't have to give him flawless protection every single time. You don't have to. He's going to bail you out all the time. I mean, it's going to happen several times a game. I thought South Carolina looked good. I mean, yeah. I really did. I don't have anything unbelievably negative other than just the fact that I expected a little bit more from the offense, considering the returning talent, right? But it's not that I didn't see anything good. It was just inconsistent. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, well, for the record, because I know South Carolina fans are gonna let you hear it. Fred Johnson was on the roster. He's not a transfer, but I think maybe the transfer you were talking about was either Sean Murphy or Okoronkwo. Those were the two linebackers that did transfer in. But I'm with you, Mark. I thought the defense played really well. It looks like the replacements on that defensive line that have come in are coming in with absolutely no drop-off for the most part. Dylan Stewart getting double-teamed, it didn't matter. He was still finding ways to wreak havoc in the backfield. You did see Collier go out at cornerback. I'm not sure what his injury status is moving forward. That would be a huge loss if he's not able to go. But the DBs really kind of stepped up. I thought they played well. And there were some moments where they weren't exactly in the best position, and Kyron Drones just wasn't able to take advantage of it. But I think for the most part, this secondary had a pretty good game and a good game plan for the most part. On the offensive side of the football, I think the big takeaway from this one, just based off of what we saw out of week one, is that Lenore Sellers could 100% win the Heisman. I mean, he actually put out some pretty average stats. But when you watch the film and see the highlights, which is an aspect to the Heisman, I thought it was pretty positive. You saw him run with the football a little bit. Made some decent throws here and there, but kind of wowed some people with his physicality and his ability and willingness to run. So to me, I think based off of week one, I've probably got Lenora Sellers as my Heisman favorite for the most part, and definitely a team that needs to see some improvement as they head into SEC play. But I like the pieces that they've got. I thought that Nick Harbor had a pretty good game and seems to continue to be coming on as a wide receiver, playing himself into the NFL next year potentially. And yeah, overall, South Carolina definitely a team to watch in the SEC and potentially on the national scene as well.
Yeah, I thought Oscar Attaway looked pretty decent running the football. That was good to see. Got to see Faison a little bit. 7 carries for him, 5.7 yards per carry. I'd like to see him be able to tote the rock a few more times in this one. But Lenoris obviously had the rushing touchdown, which helped. Yeah, man, I want to see a little more continuity from the offense. Nick Harbor did have one drop that kind of hurt, but for the most part looked really good. Spread the ball around to 6 different receivers or running backs. A couple of them were running backs there, but all in all, the special teams looked amazing. The special teams touchdown was huge. So pretty excited about that. But Fred Johnson, Dylan Stewart, those guys were a couple of guys on defense that I thought looked really good. Looked really good for South Carolina, and I'm impressed with South Carolina. I think they're going to be pretty good halfway through this season. I think they just need to work through some of the continuity issues, specifically on the offensive line. I think would help get this team to where they're wanting to go.